Excuse me if I'm coughing, guys. I apologize.
Mike's.
I'm sorry, Abe. Can't stop. CP, you're using my name. Nobody calls me CP except my mom and girlfriend. See, Jamil and Marty follow the rules. I fucking don't.
I see that. Welcome to the MaSter Debater Show, everybody, where we solve pop culture's problems one outrage at a time.
So I love you, Abe.
I'm Abe, co-host of the Movies and Stuff show, which can be seen live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. And joining me are three other guys that are missing the grand opening celebration of Shanghai Disney Resorts to be here. First up, it's the man that's living the married life. He's looking forward to playing Days Gone, and he's never afraid to eat barbecue in a white shirt. He's a badass. That man is Jamil Payne.
Hey guys, what's up, baby? How everybody doing?
Good, good. Second up, it's the man that embraces and revels in pure evil. He loves the Yankees, the Knicks, the Jets, the Rangers, and Marvel movies. But other than that, he's a pretty good guy. The hot dog lover himself, Marty.
I have no claim for Marvel movies. I just enjoy that more than you guys fucking guys. Let's not paint me in the rush. I rock a Star Wars shirt every fucking show.
And finally, it's the man who will not listen to rules at all when I say the mics are hot. It's he also loves lake living and hates LeBron. He's making
Fuck LeBron tonight. Nobody watch that. Watch this show.
There you go. He's making his first appearance on the debate show. We'll see if it's going to be his last or not.
Yeah,
it's the man who always stays golden, Corey.
Hey, what up from Central Canada, the heart of the prairie, Central Canada. Thank you so much, Abe, for inviting me on the show. I know I'm a loud Canadian, pot-smoking loudmouth. I appreciate it. Peace.
There we go. All right, chumps. As you know, this is a debate show. I'm going to throw out three topics. I'm going to give each one of you 60 seconds to make your points, and then I'm cutting you off. All right, so let's get into it. Topic one.
Oh, man. I'm so not a gamer.
The Warcraft movie is killing it overseas and bombing in America. Video games and movies have always had a very rocky marriage. But I want to know from you guys, are there actually any really good video game movies aside from Max Payne? And Marty, I'm going to start with you on this one. Let's go. Marty locked up.
Marty's
all
on
right.
the
I haven't seen.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I'm good, right?
Yeah,
You're good.
You're good now. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I've good
Excuse me.
video game movies. I would say no. Resident Evil is the only thing that really stands out as a thing that could be shown as a positive result, box office wise.
Excuse me.
The only ones I've really seen much of are Mario Brothers, which was god awful. I had no interest in Warcraft. I know a guy who married a woman off of Warcraft. That's the only real connection I have with it. And outside of that didn't make me want to go see the movie. So I'm looking forward to the next one coming out, which is Assassin's Creed. That's the only one I might go see because of Fassbender. But other than that, I had no real love for Warcraft, and it's gonna keep making money in China. Maybe that'll keep it going, but I really had no interest in it.
All right, Jamil, video game movies.
Oh no, there's none, like zero good video game movies. The closest to a good video game movie is the first Mortal Kombat, and that's not really good, but it's the only one that I can think of that serves its property well. Would there ever be a good one? I don't know. Maybe it just the reason it's so difficult is because movies are trying to imitate. Games are trying to imitate movies already. So it's weird. So it's hard to reverse engineer that. So, Assassin's Creed look good. We'll see how they'll do. That seemed like a pretty good idea for a movie. But besides that, no, there isn't any.
All right.
Ain't even close.
Corey, over to you. Video game movies.
CP, you mean? Okay, I'm not a gamer, but I have mad respect. I'm going to my notes. I'm not a gamer. I have mad respect for gamers. All my friends are gamers, but they play like NHL 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, or Call of Duty. I owned, though, as a kid, Atari, Intellivision, ColecoVision, the Rocky game where you had that hand controller and shit. And then I moved to finally Nintendo, which I had the Michael Jordan game, that dirt bike game, and I think my last video game was Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! The realism in gaming is off the charts now, because when we were a kid, I'm 41, we were like, you know, it would look so great if these would look realistic with these hockey players. Okay, World of Warcraft, I left my 41-year-old brain at the door, watched the movie, saw it because of Duncan Jones, who is David Bowie's son. I love everything about Moon. His first movie, Sam Rockwell, One Location, Clones. Clint Mansell's score was in that. Okay, also in 4 seconds. It was visual. I saw it IMAX 3D D-Box, $16 Canadian.
There
for
we
you,
go.
Abe.
There we go.
I am fucking dizzy. After
Yeah,
that.
no joke. We all need.
Hey, and Ben Foster, who's one of my favorite actors, sucks balls. He was so over the top. He would look like Eddie Redmayne was tame in comparison. It was a fucking joke, that movie.
Jamil, are you going to go see Warcraft?
Fuck no.
You shouldn't waste your money.
All right.
It looks pretty. I feel like if there wasn't like 6 Lord of the Rings movies, I might be more interested in it. But I know it's not going to be as good as those, or as mediocre as those. So no, I'm not. I have.
Hey, can I give a shout out to Timothy Oliphant and Hitman? I love Justified. So I mean, if that's a video game movie, I'll shout out.
That's a
Timothy
video game. That is a video game movie. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And I also thought Final Fantasy was shite, Silent Hill was shite, Mortal Kombat was pure shite, all the Resident Evils, loads of shite, Doom. If you want to be called Dwayne Johnson, you know, don't do a movie called fucking Doom, The Rock, Tomb Raider, all those fucking movies, hilarious shit. Hitman, Timothy Oliphant. That's out.
All right, there you go.
I'm trying my fastest, Dave.
Marty, go ahead.
I'm not going to talk as fast as him because I got a few beers on me tonight.
I just smoked a big fat joint too, so
Yeah,
I'm talking.
I would hate to see what it's like when you're not.
Jesus,
But, I mean,
you're
I
high
think-
right now, man.
I think animated.
See that?
Well,
Smoke
that's
that.
now we're all picked up. I think animated is where video game movies should probably live. You see, Wreck-It Ralph did pretty well last year. I think a Super Mario Bros. Movie animated would do really well. But I think when you try to make these things live action, I think it kind of loses something in the translation of it. And with the World of Warcraft, I think people saw the trailers and it was just too much CGI,
Yes.
too much of almost the Hobbit mixed with James Cameron.
There's orcs and
just-
stuff in it. I was
Yeah,
like, what
right.
the fuck, orcs?
Yeah, people are just confused. I don't think anyone really caught. I mean, it's going to be a thing where if you're going to keep making these movies just because it makes so much money in China, you're going to run into that kind of issue. It's going to be almost a Transformers thing. So they're going to keep making them.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure if it's ever going to catch on here in America.
I totally agree with Marty, and I'm going to say if a video game movie was to be adapted for me, my favorite director is Paul Thomas Anderson. And let me say, Tony Hawk goes back, from my friends, I think 20 years in video games. Now, let's say, okay, there's a movie by Gus Van Sant called Paranoid Park. If I was to do a movie and Tony Hawk, let's say PTA was, editing a movie, smoking a joint, but playing, Tony Hawk video games while they were editing, phones Tony Hawk, it's like, hey, when we, let me adapt something like, Boogie Nights, Magnolia, where there's a whole menagerie, a whole, plethora of characters, but don't do it like the video game. Do it, wide angle, less dialogue. I'm just saying.
So
hey,
you want to see Tony Hawk video games set like the Boogie Nights?
porn?
Yeah.
Art
Hold on, I
house
want to hear what
version of
Jamil
Tony
has to say. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Jamil.
No, art house version of Tony Hawk. I think I'll see that. See, the problem is with live video game movies, and I hate to say this as a person that plays video games. Video game movies are inherently immature. Like
Yes.
the top video games are like shooting games,
Yes.
like Call of Duty and fucking whatever, like games like that. And like we already have those movies. Again, like I said, they're already stealing from action movies. So
Yes.
when you do that in return, they just seem like they're generic.
It'll be if anyone did a Call of Duty movie. There's like 35,000 movies behind me of American war movies that I own.
Yep, yep.
That'd be okay.
I got you. So yeah, I mean,
I think if you went hard R Grand Theft Auto, I think you could make a really fun movie.
they did that. It's called Crank.
That's right.
Or
Guys,
Purge.
Well, no, like think about it. Think about
amalgamation.
Go ahead, Jamil.
That is an American crime story. How many American crime stories do we have? It wouldn't be no different. It'd just be another American crime story.
But wouldn't Tony Hawk movie, a quiet movie about skaters, like a young kid, an old photographer guy who smokes weed, a Latino kid who breaks his leg, they all kind of come cross in daytime, nighttime L.A., just kind of do a realistic story. Take out. I know this will sound fucking cheesy, but like call it like Hawk or something's plain and simple, but something that I would enjoy. I don't hate these fucking movies are for kids, man.
That's more of a Tony Hawk biopic at that point.
But
Right,
what I'm saying is, you got Dogtown and Z Boys right here.
I just say they already made that movie.
But that's written by Stacy Peralta from the Bones Brigade, Powell Peralta. That's where Tony Hawk came from. I was a kid idolizing Tony Hawk because this is a fucking nerd-looking, weirdo-looking guy, but can pull off the best tricks anybody can pull off. So I was always looking up to him. So when he got into the video game industry, I was just like, oh shit, fuck, this guy's,
So we're talking about a biopic of a character in a video game.
Yeah,
it sounds to me like you guys don't really think they could even pull off a decent video game movie.
I think maybe Zelda. That could be fun.
Yeah.
Say
We
what now?
got that. It's called Lord of the Rings.
I knew you were gonna do that, Jamil.
Yeah.
Like,
All right,
I
just
love
remake
Zelda.
Lord of the Rings then. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
I love
right.
Zelda. Zelda
You guys,
is my favorite series.
by the
there
way,
is.
you guys are all wrong. Max Payne is still the best video game movie.
That movie is trash.
And with that,
Such trash.
with that, we're moving on to topic 2.
Oh, okay. You see, that ain't shit, well.
Here's our music, Marty. This is our music interlude. Boom, Marty. Boom, Jersey. ATL.
All right, let's all take it down a notch. Movie fans seem to rejoice all over as it was announced that John Williams is going to be scoring the upcoming Ready Player One and Indiana Jones 5. What I want to know from you guys, is a John Williams score really anything to get excited about anymore? Hey, let's start with you, CP.
All right. Williams, in my case, I'm an 80s kid. He'll always be relevant. Okay, Williams is relevant in that the fact he's 84 and still making music. He's repetitive, like Hans Zimmer. Working with Spielberg doesn't surprise me. It's just a security blanket. He's been a film composer for 142 films. I own 38 of those films on DVD and Blu, plus 12 others on iTunes. I'll always love Williams. I cried. 2 notes scared the shit out of me. 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know that one. That just blew me away, like, as a kid. Like, that shit was dope. And I've rewatched many of his films. I'll say the most recent one that I loved, Tintin 3D. That fucking score is dope. I'm sorry, Marty. Okay.
I just like that you have so many props over there.
Well, I'm just saying, I come prepared. This is the Master Debaters, bitch. Okay, but some of the composers that are influenced by Williams that I love: Clint Mansell, Nick Cave, Warren Ellis, Cliff Martinez.
All right, you got it. Marty, over to you.
Johnny Greenwood, Carter Birdwell.
You're done.
I'm done.
I'm just gonna start grabbing things that are near me where I'm sitting. So I got the Ben Kenobi pop. I'm very excited when I heard John Williams is back with Star Wars. It's good. It makes you feel like, all right, they know what they're doing. They're bringing back. When you're making these things like Indiana Jones, Star Wars, you need to know the fans to know that, all right, the guys who were there before are still back. So it makes you feel welcome. It makes you feel like, all right, they know what they're doing. I got the Force Awakens soundtrack. That was good. I like John Williams' score. It's a lot different. You say I like Marvel movies, but I'm not high on the Marvel movies. The thing that you lack in some of the Marvel movies is that they don't really have a good score. You don't really have a good soundtrack. So when you have a John Williams, you know that you're going to come back and you're going to be scenes that'll make you feel something. They'll make you either bring it back to an old time or reimagine something new. So John Williams still carries that kind of gravitas with fans, and I think it's a good sign when he's back on a project.
All right, Jamil, close it out.
Okay, I got a prop too. See that? BB-8.
Yeah, son.
Okay, I think John Williams' last few films has been kind of lackluster.
Yes.
But I'm of the opinion. Ooh, nice. I'm of the opinion that even a mediocre John Williams score is still better than any Hans Zimmer score.
Yes.
So, and since everything sounds like Hans Zimmer, I take a mediocre John Williams score. And even if his last few projects haven't been out the park, I'm always rooting for him. John Williams, as far as I'm concerned, is the greatest musical composer ever. And no one can ever take that title. In fact, it's him and everybody else. So, yes, let him compose until the day he fucking drops. Because he's earned that. He's earned all of our respect and love. His music is our childhood.
True.
is.
All right.
He beat the time clock.
Yeah,
Jamil. Nice.
he did. So Jamil, you're saying we should just listen with nostalgic ears?
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
it.
look, it's still good. It's just not as great as it used to be.
Right.
But
Munich,
like it's
Munich. Sorry, Jamil. Munich was good. Go ahead.
well, no, I'm under the thing that Harry Potter was like his last memorable score. Like the first few keys of that is like the last thing that feels like John Williams. But no, not even nostalgic years. Like it's still good. Like think about how shit sounds now in movies, especially in those big action scope movies. They all sound like Hans Zimmer.
It's bombastic.
Even if it's not directed by him.
Exactly.
So, like, I'll take a mediocre John Williams score because it's only mediocre for him. For everybody else, it would be fantastic.
I don't know about that, Marty. I'm going to say that I thought the last Star Wars score was pretty weak.
I will send you the soundtrack. you sit on a bus and listen to that. It makes you feel a lot better about sitting on a bus.
And Abe, let me just shout out
Go
for
Yeah.
Tom's Arzisu, head of the VL podcast on Monday nights at 8 o'clock on Movies and Stuff. He hates Alex, and I'm going to pronounce it all Canadian, French, hoity-toity. Alexandre Desplat. Okay, he hates Alexandre Desplat. That guy does beautiful scores, but he is repetitive like Zimmer and Williams, in my opinion. Like, I mean, he does some beautiful scores, but shout out to Tom and the VL podcast, and his hate on fucking Alexandre Desplat.
Well, it seems you're only getting a couple of kind of soundtracks these days. You're getting a DC movie, which is just like dulcet tones and just things exploding and burn. Or you can get like a Guardians of the Galaxy, which just says, all right, we're going to play a lot of 80s musics and make you buy that again. Or you can have a John Williams who still at least tries to absorb the movie and bring out, music that at least feeds into scenes. So I at least on that level, you can still enjoy a John Williams soundtrack.
And I'll just say, sorry, Abe, just for the what Marty, just riff on what Marty was saying. Again, new guys that get that evoke emotion from me just from their score is like Trent Reznor, Johnny Greenwood, Clint Mansell, Cliff Martinez, Nick Cave. I mean, the scores that those guys do. I don't have I could listen, but IMDb those guys, and like it's more like electronic. Creepy. It Follows. The composer Rich Vreelander for It Follows was great. Barely any dialogue. The music was atmospheric. It scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
so,
he makes a point. Marty says, Jamil, that John Williams is out there at least trying to make real music. Corey here just prattles off a bunch of composers that are. CP is prattling off composers that do.
But this is the thing though. I know those composers, they are good, but John Williams make music for certain type of movies that those guys don't. They are more on the indie side, which is fine. But how would that really do in a Star Wars movie or where anything is good in a Transformers movie? Anything's better than what the fuck they do. But like that big time composer, you just don't have anymore. Who for big films, like it almost becoming a lost art, in my opinion.
Is it a lost? Is it really a lost art?
I mean, like we just talked about it. Look at all these Marvel movies. Look at all these DC movies making all this fucking money. Can't anybody remember the score? Can't anybody remember the score to these big basket movies?
No, I remember the Wonder Woman score clearly.
Only Guardians of the Galaxy to remember because it takes.
That's a soundtrack. That's a soundtrack. Yeah. The score to that was shit. But Jamil is completely right. All these superhero movies, you can tell who did what, who was the composer, who did the composition. But I mean, again though, I can look at my Requiem for a Dream poster and just go, I can remember when I saw that in the theater in Vancouver, British Columbia. When we walked out of that, it was me and my girlfriend at the time, a long time ago when it came out. I fucking sat down. Not just because, ass to ass and fucking junkie, heroin, fucking... But it was the score. That I sat the fuck down. I can't remember. I know Tom and I think Dan talk about walking out of movies, going to bathroom breaks and stuff. I have never once walked out of a movie, no matter how bad, or went to the bathroom because I go beforehand. But you know what I'm saying? Like, lost my point.
I got you. No, that's cool.
Let's talk about Mel Gibson.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. We'll move on.
Let me baptize this joint if we're going to talk Mel Gibson.
We're going to move on to topic 3. It's a family show.
Well, my league is legal. I smoke legal weed in Canada in my home. It's legal from the government. Marty, take a sip of that drink. I know you got some drink.
You really, you just narrate everything. Right.
Man, wait, look, I'm me. Like, I got tattoos on my neck, my face, my hands, whatever. I don't care. I am enthusiastic for the chance to be on your show, Abe, because this platform is like, look, I'm not on Discus. I cut out Discus 2 months ago. I've never been on Twitter. I've never been on Facebook. Never been on whatever the fuck. So this is my social media. So I did want to, say sorry, Jess. I apologize to you, Jess, because I made a bad comment, months and months ago. But this is my only social outlet to apologize to a female, and it was a rude comment, and I was a douchebag, and I just wanted to get that out, Abe, because she's a friend of the movies and stuff, and she comments in the live chat. Sorry, Abe, go ahead.
That's okay. Well, if you're done,
I'm trying to get. Sorry, that's again.
Cool.
Sorry, Jess.
No, it's the perils of live streaming. Speaking of douchebags, Mel Gibson is returning to the biblical drama genre that's treated him so well, and also started his downward spiral of being perceived as a bigoted religious nut. Is it a good move on his part that he's going back to the religious genre? Jamil.
I mean, yeah, why not? Ain't nothing else seems to be working. Like, even if he made a good movie that wasn't religious, nobody will go see it. Like, at this point, he's damaged goods.
Yeah.
Even his friends can't help him at this point. He might as well make a Passion of the Christ 2, Jesus Harder. He might as well. Like I said, look, I love Mel Gibson. Even though he said, his wife gonna get raped by a pack of niggas, I still love Mel Gibson. I hope he gets a second chance. I hope this movie is successful and he gets a second chance at his career. Because I think the movies need a guy like Mel Gibson in it, like a star like Mel Gibson.
I gotcha. CP.
Okay, I'm gonna go quick. Passion, unbelievable movie. Okay. Yeah, dude. Okay. The reason why I love The Passion is because Caleb Deschanel is the DP. It's fucking amazing. He's the dad of Emily and Zooey Deschanel. I got a tattoo of the Scourge Jesus. I'm not religious, but I had a terrible back injury. Okay, motherfuckers. Apocalypto, beautiful film. DP, Dean Semler. Story of the Mayans. My friend Kwame actually knows Rudy Youngblood, who plays Jaguar Paw in this film. Mel Gibson hit it out of the park with that one. That fucking movie is dope. 95, his first movie, directed by him, but wrote by Randall Wallace. Won 5 Oscars. Director John Toole. Randall Wallace actually filmed a movie here in Winnipeg. What's my time? Called fucking Heaven is Real. I know about like 30 to 40 people that were in that movie and said Randall Wallace is like a super nice guy, not religious, but he is religious, if you know what I'm trying to say. But okay, when I think of Gibson, I think of fucking Polanski. That fucking... Okay, I think of...
There you go.
Shit, man.
Marty.
Just gonna give us some quiet time for a second.
Sorry, Marty. I just think he's a douchebag, fucking racist, fucking Nazi lover. Sorry, Marty. Go ahead.
I assume that would come from Jamil. Jamil's the one defending Mel Gibson. As far as making a Passion 2, it is the ultimate sequel. Jesus did start the sequels, really.
Lazarus.
It really is all he can do at this point. He's tried to make some, movies off the major production style. He had the Jodie Foster movie, didn't really do well.
The Beaver was great.
Yeah, the Beaver. He had a movie a couple months ago where, it was like almost a Taken remake. So this is what he can do. People will come out and see it. These faith-based movies do well still. So that'll make a truckload of cash. It won't make as much as Passion of the Christ, but it'll still make enough money to solidify his his place as still a movie star.
Is he still a movie star?
Marty? Not a movie star. I'll take back movie star. I mean, a guy who can make a film that people will go see. Because directing, he's always been a good director.
Yes. Competent filmmaker, but a fucking douchebag prick Nazi lover. I just can't. I don't know how to think when I love a person's body of work, like Woody Allen even. Fucking Polanski, these guys are pedophiles. That's one step down. That's my worst thing ever. Is something to do with people fucking around with children. Second thing is racism. So that fucking Mel Gibson, I own his shit. I own more Woody Allen movies than I can count. Polanski too. But those guys are fucking dirtbags, and so is Mel Gibson. But what are you gonna do when you love his art? Like what? That's the dilemma I'm at always. I'm like, I love this shit, but The guy's
I could still watch Braveheart, but I can clock out after that. I'm not really going to watch any more Mel Gibson stuff. I never saw the pad. I don't need to see snuff films.
Well, let me just say also at the end of
they work him over good in that movie too. They work him over
yeah. and let me just say the end of the Expendables 3 having Mel Gibson and fucking Lance Stallone doing a fucking fist fight at the end of a movie. That's like every other fucking comic book movies made too, but just two fucking old guys. It's
that's what he can do though. He can either go this way and make more passion movies, make more religious based movies, or he can just kind of be the other guy in an Expendables, or maybe pop up in a Fast and Furious 20.
Well, let me say this on your point, Marty, about the Beaver. Jodie Foster and Robert Downey Jr. have been friends with Mel Gibson since I was a teenager. And
there's still people that are secretly friends with him, but they just can't come out and say it.
Right, but that movie that you pointed out was probably for me the last best Mel Gibson. Yeah. Even though he had that stigma, stuck to him, I really that was a great movie point there, Marty.
But again, even if it was a good movie, no one's going to go see that because of it's him.
Right.
True.
If he's behind the scenes of a Jesus movie, people can still, justify going to see that.
Jamil, how do you respond to all this?
Okay, I just want to say the only reason I'm not necessarily
Jamil, have more props, Jamil.
I'm so sorry. I thought I came prepared. I fucking came from the lake, man. I came from the lake.
Look, the only reason I'm kind of defending Mel Gibson is just for the simple fact it's been like 10 or 12 years since he said that he haven't said anything since.
Oh, that was like 3 years ago. That was not that long ago. The stuff with the wife was like 3 or 4 years ago.
No. That was a while ago. It's been a while. But this is the thing, though. This is the thing. We in America are funny about who we'll forgive. Like Mel Gibson is just kind of racist. But as Corey said, we all still go see CP. We all go see fucking Roman Polanski movies, and he's a convicted child molester. He still win Oscars. So like if I can go watch a Roman Polanski movie and know that he's a damn monster,
that wasn't rape though. If you guys,
he sodomized the fucking 14-year-old.
Yeah, okay, whatever. But but like. So like I can go see a Mel Gibson movie. Like it's been long enough. It's been long enough. He hasn't done anything crazy since. He's kept his nose fairly clean.
He's got a crazy ass beard. Sorry.
He does.
I got a little bit of white in my beard too, so I can relate.
And it's that thing where like Mel Gibson, kind of like Bill Cosby, kind of a lot of these people that turn out to be monsters. They were like a major part of my childhood. So yeah, I'm liable to give them. I'm liable to give them more of a chance.
If Mel remakes Lethal Weapon 5 with Bill Cosby, you're still going?
That's a Chris Rock character. Fuck that. That's good, Marty. Marty! Jersey up in here. Fucking love it. Hey, you know what?
No, I'm just hanging back here.
This is for Puck propaganda. What up, Puck?
You know what I wonder? I wonder what that phone conversation with Danny Glover was like once those tapes came out.
Oh, Danny Glover.
Fucking point. Good
point.
Danny Glover's not making movies either now.
He says, I'm tired of this shit, fucking Mel.
Hey, so Mel,
I'm too old for this shit,
get raped by a pack of niggas, huh? All those movies we made together.
That hits me in the stomach as a Canadian. Like, I don't know. Canada and the U.S., I mean, you got a guy who wants to build a fucking wall. And in Canada, we learned in school about the Underground Railroad, not building fucking walls. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to get political. I never get political. But as a Canadian watching this fucking racist fucking orangutan wants to build walls, and we study in Canada about how to, my uncle served, he's an ex-Vietnam vet, 2 tours. He's Canadian. He volunteered for the fucking U.S. Army. So I get some political views from my family. But, fuck Donald. You guys, I hope that doesn't happen.
All right. But that is a good spot to end this episode of the MaSter Debaters.
Man, this has been a wild one.
Jamil and Marty
we will be back in 2 weeks discussing, I don't know what. I didn't know what we were discussing today.
And Abe, let me just say this. You're doing a Neon Demon show?
At some point, yeah.
Right. Well, let me just say, I got a Only God Forgives Neon Dragon tattoo right there. That makes me a Nicholas Winding Refn fan for life.
There you go.
Saying.
Can we go back to why you got a tattoo of Jesus? Because your back hurt? Because I usually take pain pills when I back hurt.
Oh fuck, dude! Let me say, I never, ever take pharmaceutical pain pills. I could go on. Look, see these teardrops right here? Those are for my friends that passed away when I got in a car accident. When I got pins and rods in my back. And right now, sitting here, I got tingly legs. And I can't actually feel my feet because I just drove into an hour and a half from the lake. And then after this, we're gonna go watch the game and drive back to the lake. So I've been in and out of the water, in and out of the lake. My back is terrible. That's why I was approved by the government of Canada to have legal marijuana mailed to my door, where I don't have to go phone some dude at midnight and go minus 40 degrees Celsius and go, hey, can I come by and buy a gram? No, this shit gets 2 ounces mailed to me, so I'm sparking this shit up now if it's fucking time.
There we go.
We get deep on this debate.
We do.
Yeah, pharmaceutical drugs, dude. Let me just say, pharmaceuticals are the devil. I had to take 2 pills 3 times a day. All that shit you see on intervention. Okay? And I fucking slammed my bottles of pills back on my doctor's desk, said, this shit is not working. Fuck this shit. Give me another alternative. And then he brought up weed. Right. So I was like that. My mom's an orthopedic nurse. She knows everything about bones and fucking my injury. She's for it. A lot of nurses are for it. But, like, look, I'll get... Nah, fuck it. Go ahead. That's too much. I could give you too much information, Marty. Thing about pharmaceutical pills while I spark this.
Right.
I didn't take a shit. I didn't take a shit for 8 days because of pharmaceutical pills.
And
try that. What about that, Marty?
And Mel Gibson would tell you who's behind pharmaceutical pills. We are going to close out this episode. Like I said, 2 weeks. Dan and I will be back. Yeah, Dan and I will be back Tuesday to discuss top 10 title sequences. Tom and Chris will be back on Monday to discuss, I don't know, whatever they discuss. So I hope you all have a good night.
Hey, Chris always bails out doing a Seth Rogen impersonation, so that's an American doing a Canadian impersonation. Here's me doing an impersonation of King of the Hill. I've seen like 1 episode of King of the Hill, so
you got
don't
5
mind me.
seconds.
What in the hell now, Bobby?
Does that sound right? That was pretty good. Yep. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks.
Okay.